What's going on, everybody? Back today to talk to you all about something that not too many people know about, but that we use often at the gym, and it's really to help. You can do it for strength, you can do it for speed, you can do it for hypertrophy. But what we're talking about today, I wanted to give you guys some tips on something called cluster training. What we're really trying to do with cluster training is help build that first energy pathway, the ATP-PC, responsible for your maximal or sub-maximal, like right there at the borderline, max to sub-max weight. I mean, super heavy load, and generally lasts from that 8 to 10 to 12 second time frame. When you're doing these things, typically what will happen is you're using pretty much all of that ATP PC, and it'll take you depending on how well adapted you are. We're trying to help you build that, but to replenish the ATP PC, it takes about 3 minutes. But the initial recovery time to recover that fully, it takes about 3 minutes, but it's 70 to 80% in the first, like in that 10 to 15 second time frame. You get about 70% of that back. So what we do is design short rest periods, interset rest periods, and that way you can work with heavier loads. That way you'll have more powerful like rep or strength output. That way when we're training for power, you can learn to build that power in a set. So what you'll doing like the classic, we've done it in the gym several times, like the sets of 5 reps in one set. So you'll do 1 rep, rack the weight, 1 rep, like rest 10 seconds, rack the weight, 1 rep. And what you'll end up doing is using between about 80 and 90% of your current 1 rep max. You'll do a rep, rack the bar, rest 10 seconds, and then repeat and do that set 3 to 5 times. And then you'll end up doing what was roughly 5 reps or so at your 3 rep max, and you'll see the benefit of that power output increase pretty quickly. So there are different types of clusters. They're for hypertrophy, they're power. You can do cluster training with pretty much every movement. I mean, we'll do them. What were we doing them with? We initially did them with just the press, but just consider that cluster training is high intensity and pretty higher volume. So if you're doing your own programming, make sure you do take that into consideration, because it's higher volume, higher intensity, more taxing on the central nervous system. But you can definitely do clusters really well with presses, push presses, squat, front squat, the cleans, power clean, and snatches, power snatches, and even the deadlift. But again, make sure you're keeping in mind some of these things are more taxing on the central nervous system than others. So it's high volume and high intensity most of the time with this. So another good example is what we did the other day for some of them just a couple days ago. We did power clean 1 rep max, and then we took 90% of that and attempted to see how many of those reps that you could do in 8 minutes. And people quickly found out, if they didn't give themselves with such a heavy load sufficient rest and recovery, that they were missing reps left and right. And that will happen. But again, it's all about strategizing and trying to find out what it is that your energy systems can handle, building upon that, and depending on what you're trying to do the training for, you need all of these things. You need a big, huge aerobic base. You need, one or many often underestimate the serious need for aerobic capacity. But we're trying to build submaximal strength, maximal strength, so alactic power, alactic endurance, lactic power, lactic endurance, aerobic capacity, all these different things. And this is just another one of those ways that we can help train and really build out and make a solid foundation with different movements in that first energy pathway, and really make your training worth your time. Okay? Nobody wants to be in the gym wasting their daggone time. So don't you do it too. Okay? If you guys have any questions about cluster training, how to make it more beneficial if you've used it in the past and had no real good showing with it, I haven't ever had that happen, so definitely drop me a comment and let me know. And if you guys need some tips on how to do more thorough tips on how to do cluster training, just trying to make this a quick video today. I'm already over the 5-minute mark. Let me know, Matt at CrossFit-HR, or just drop a comment below here, and I will answer anything you guys have. Okay? Let me know. All right. Take care.